All right. As this starts to load us in, we're going to take a quick pause and wait for it to ensure that it's gone live. And then we're going to jump into this week's client spotlight. It looks like we are live. So we are live inside the Next Level Female CEOs group. I am joined here today with the wonderful LeeAnn Romine. Did I do it correctly?
Did? Yes.
Okay. And she is here to share a little bit about her business and the incredible things, and also share about her experience working with me and going through the Easy Yes method. So I'm going to turn it over to you to introduce yourself, share a little bit about what you do and how you serve your clients, and then we'll go from there.
Okay, sounds good. Well, to begin with, I have experienced 35 years as a psychic, actually my entire life. So, but professionally 35 years. And through that time, I've been able to touch lives and help people. And I've been able to just build this sense of wanting to help people have an impact, huge impact. That's really where my heart is. And being able to have that impact is wonderful, but who am I talking to? I've spent so many years doing just on the phone or one-on-one and all of that scaling thing. You know, I'm a psychic. I'm a spiritual advisor. That's what I do, an elite spiritual advisor. And being able to know how to do all of this marketing, not my thing. So I fish out of water and I found you. And that's what made the difference. Because that fish out of water thing, that's exactly what you need. Yeah. I don't want to stand out in this huge crowded room and be the loudest and the youngest and the prettiest. That's not me, but I am me. And what I've been able to do through working with you is be able to talk to the right people who need me now.
I love that. And when I remember the first conversation you and I had, and we sat there and I was going through, tell me a little bit about you and what you do. And you were sharing with me. And I remember you saying just that. You were like, Naz, I don't want to spend all this time and energy trying to explain to people. Like, I know I'm great at what I do. And I think that's the most powerful thing to hear, is when someone can say, I know I'm good at what I do, because that alone takes a lot of work and effort to get to that point. And you had gotten to that point. You've been doing this successfully for years. And it's just a matter of like finally being able to have the words and the way to articulate that to other people where they now see it too. It clicks for them and they understand it. So thank you for sharing that with me. One of the questions I want to start with is, what were you struggling with, like really struggling with, that led you to working with me?
Well, I have spent many, many years working with people building business. Okay, that's my focus. I love to be. Money is what makes the world go round, literally. Obviously, love is in there, but money is our avenue. It's what allows people to do. And so working with people to find their blockages and all the things that stop that from happening. But what I found out I was getting stuck with is I'm finding my own little corner. And that's what I'm best at, helping people. I don't want to talk with just the people who are stuck in that DIY space. They're not ready yet. What I have to offer will get you from here to here in a quantum leap. And so being able to help those people is wonderful, but I needed to find these other people. And that's what I was looking for, is how do I get my message across to a whole new group of people who is ready to hear. Now I have things set up for people who are in that corner and just getting there. Yes, absolutely. But I want to expand it. I want to grow my things. So that's what I was looking for. And you showed me how to do that.
And I love that you said that, because I think that it's a conversation that isn't had enough, where it's not that we don't want to serve all the people, right? Like we have the heart and the drive to want to serve.
You're serving all the people. Now there's a group of people that I really want to focus with, because that's where I found that my God-given talent is.
Yes.
That's what I want to do.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing, is like there's this limbo of like, you want to be able to support as many people as possible, because especially when you have such a gift that can create such massive impact, but also recognizing that not everyone's ready for that. Not everyone's at a space where they can receive for that, and understanding the difference and being able to give people the space they need so that they can figure it out. And when they are ready, great, they'll come back to you. But being able to focus your attention and energy on the people who are so excited and eager changes how we show up. It really changes how we see ourselves, how we allow others to see us as well. So I love that you say that, because that DIY premium shift changes everything.
Yeah, it's big. And you know, for me, being authentic matters so much. And my heart is always right there. So it's very easy for me to get sidetracked into all the people that need the help. But I have to pull myself back around and think, you know, if I'm making impact on one person that can affect millions, that's where I need to be. That's where my calling is. So I have to pull myself back around and work in that arena.
But that gives me goosebumps, right? Like the fact that you recognize and realize that even just touching one person's life has this ripple effect on everyone else. And I think there's no, that again, we're told so much to like give value, do more. And we don't realize it depletes us at the same time. And being able to find the balance between I can serve, support, give to others, but also realizing who's ready for me and who has the capacity to receive what you're giving as well. So I love that. So share with me, were there any objections that almost kept you from not working with me?
The only one that I can think of was the fact that I didn't know if I was ready. Because, you know, that big leap, it takes some bravery. There's some courage involved in there. And as I was led to you by a dear, dear friend who, she knew real well that you were going to be able to help me. But once I talked to you, just that connection and the realness of you, I knew I was in good hands. So you kind of overcame that real quick, just being you.
Oh, well, I love that. That makes me so happy.
Beautiful.
So what ultimately made you decide, I guess that you may have already answered that, but what made you ultimately decide to work with me? What made you decide that now was the time for you to take that leap?
I believe in divine timing, and it all just flowed. It just all flowed. That's my best answer, is the fact that you came at the right time. I was able to do it, and I did it. I know the financial thing is one of those ones where, you know, when God drops it in your lap, you take it, and he did, and I did. So
I love that. I love that. So tell us a little bit about how I'm helping you solve your problem. What's the big aha moment or shift that's been really powerful for you so far?
So far as learning to shift my messaging, you know, I'm two people at a lot of times. When I do my work, I am in that channeling mode and I am on it. But when I'm not, I'm just this normal fumbling person that has all over her words, and I'm not super good on camera. And, you know, I'm coming up on 60 years old. The days of being perfectly polished are gone. So having to be able to do all of that. And then I look at you and I think, you know, this amazingly perfect young woman is able to help so many people. I got to be here. I know you can do this. And that's exactly what you've done for me.
Okay, you know? You're totally gonna make me teary-eyed. Don't do that.
But you're
but I mean, that's just it. It's such a powerful thing to hear, because like we all go through that, right? We all go through the like, I'm not good enough, or I don't have all the right things, or how can I expect this? And it's like, I will tell you, even personally, when I realized how powerful messaging was and how it allowed me to speak my truth, share what I did, and be able to communicate that in a way that got other people to like all of a sudden start paying attention and looking at me and noticing, it really does change us. It's not just about your business. It changes your life. It changes how you show up, because you feel more confident. You feel more empowered to like be able to speak up and say the things. So I love that. If you're willing to, will you share a little bit about some of the results you've had recently, even with sharing your bingeable authority and all the fun stuff we've been doing?
Oh, goodness, that has been just so much fun. One of the things that held me back the most was having a container to put people in. You know, if I get people coming in, I've spent 35 years with a small group of people, and I've made a really good business, and I've been looking at it. But that's only going to get you so far. But being able to get that message out in the way that I want to, a whole different thing. Yeah, that's the biggest thing. I don't know how to put it again, other than the fact that you being able to show me how to put all of my messaging in one avenue, and people can come in and see who I am, what I do. Do they like me or not? Not everybody's going to like me. That's a big part of the thing. I don't need to know. If you don't like me, that's okay. I love you. You know, and that's good. But the people that are resonating with me are able to watch my little mini series, go through it. They know me well. They know my message. They know my proprietary system, and they can click the button and come talk to me.
Yeah.
They're prepped and they're ready, and so am I. And
yeah,
it just makes the whole process so much easier.
So much easier, because we go from having to feel like we have to convince people and like talk them into us, and nobody wants to feel that way, right? Like nobody wants to feel like we're pulling people along. Yeah, like it's the worst feeling ever. Do you mind if I share some of the results you've had recently when you shared or you can share about when you just recently shared your?
I went into a friend's group. She's building her group. And so I offered to do one of my readings, which I don't do very often one-on-one anymore, but I'm being able to gift it. And that was the first time I was able to put my bingeable up there. It just felt so good. And out of the 4 people that watched, I have 2 yeses signed on, 1 that's in, and then the other one's already worked with me. So that's kind of a no. So it's almost 100% just for using it one time. I've had a lot of being able to get it out just on my page because I've not gotten out there yet. All of my previous clients, or many of them, have already watched and clicked through and are thrilled. And they're like, oh, I didn't know you were doing this, and da 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 da. So yeah, and it's imperfect. You know, I can go through and it's imperfect, and I know I'll redo parts of it, but for right now, this has got me going, and I feel really good about getting to this point.
And isn't that so powerful? Like, you shared it, 4 people who were on that went through, 2 people say yes. Like, I want you guys to recognize.
Tripled my income in the past week for, I mean, by one appearance.
One appearance. And it wasn't, and that's the thing I tell people all the time. I don't care if you're in front of millions of people or in front of 20. It doesn't matter. It's not about that, right? And it's about the fact that even in 4 people watching, look at the conversions you create. Look at the opportunity you just made, that people are now like, this is exactly what I need, saying yes. I love that you said that, where you're like, somebody went through and they already said yes. And I was like, that's what the power is, where now you have the ability to share what you do in a way that instantly resonates with people, instantly gets them to say, oh my gosh, this is what I need. And there's no doubts, there's no thoughts, there's no question about it. So I absolutely love that.
It doesn't matter. I just get in front of the right people. And then so
I love that. So my last question is, what would you say if someone was thinking about working with me? Why should they work with me?
Why should they work with you? Oh my goodness, the list is long. Because you change lives. You have a way about you, and you give the time and the one-on-one attention. I mean, I'm not in your one-on-one container, but I have plenty of you to be able to, you're accessible. You've answered my questions, you get me there, but you don't answer it for me. That's the thing. You push. And I know when I first started, you made a comment about, you're going to get to a certain point, people are they hate me because you push us. But you know what? You don't just teach the strategy, you get us there. And that's, you got to be willing to do that work. If you're not willing to do some work and be authentic and have a program, a product, a something that is of, you're not going to make it in your program. These are people that come to you need to be real.
Yeah.
If they are, and they have a little bit of gumph about them and follow you and trust it, you're golden. You are golden. You set them up in a way that no matter what, they can't lose. So I
think what you said, though, is a powerful thing. And I tell people this on everything. You guys may have heard me say this already, but I tell people when they join working with me, I said, at some given point, you're going to hate me. You're going to hate me because I'm going to push you in ways that you didn't even think were possible. And it's to stretch you to see this bigger potential and let you step into that. But it's tough. Like, I always tell people, like, I scare people a little bit, where I say, be ready to like do the dirty work and like recognize that what we're creating here isn't some short-term tactic that makes you feel good in the moment. It's changing everything about how you see things. So thank you for sharing that, because I tell people that all the time, and I'm like, you really have to know, because you know what you're getting yourself into. Well, LeeAnn, thank you so much for sharing that with us. I would love if you can share with our audience today where they can learn more about you and what the next step would be if they want more support from you.
Absolutely. What I'll do is give you my link for my mini series, and they can go through it and come get a one-on-one call with me. I love spending that time one-on-one with people. So if you like me and you resonate with me, hop in and let's see. I do a mapping session, which is where I use my experience and my abilities to see where you're headed and so you get some actionable stuff as well. So
and let me just toot her horn a little bit for her, but LeeAnn is incredibly gifted at what she does, and she has shown me some of the results she's had for her clients, and it will blow your mind, because what we don't realize is oftentimes when we aren't able to move forward and we can't figure out what that missing piece is, it's usually that subconscious, something layered beneath what we think is there. And when you release that and you're able to move forward, it's incredible. So I want everyone to know that a lot of times we don't recognize what's beneath the
That's my
surface.
proprietary system, is the soul radiance activation. I want you to get in so that you have that touch with your soul and what you're meant to do. And that's where we need to be.
I
So,
love that.
I'm giving
Well,
that-
thank you so much. And LeeAnn will come back in and drop her link into the comments. And I appreciate you so much for being here and sharing your experience. And I hope you guys enjoyed this, and we will chat with you later.